Hello, this is Logan Williams for CBTV on behalf of Quality Trades. Today I'll be interviewing Andres Vazquez, owner of VK Plumbing down in the Inland Empire area of Southern California. Stay tuned and let's get into it. So first question, do you want to introduce yourself and tell me the name of your business?
Sure. Thank you. Good morning. I'm Andres Vazquez, the owner of VK Plumbing. We provide services for residential and commercial areas.
How did you come up with the name VK Plumbing?
My last name initial and my wife's, so it's Vazquez and Kurtz.
And then what is it like being a construction business owner?
To be honest, it's a satisfaction to being able to help homeowners with their plumbing issues.
How did you get into the plumbing business, and what made you want to start your own business and then go in to this? You said you want to help other people. So is plumbing a passion for you?
It is. Everything started when before I graduated from high school. I was working with my dad in his landscaping business, I was helping him. It was not something I liked. I started looking for a job, and my uncle was working on new construction at that time, and I asked him if I could be his apprentice, and he said he accepted, and I was like, "Oh, thank you." I never crossed my mind. I fell into plumbing, and I really loved it. And after working with different companies and seeing a lot of stuff that make you wonder how they can run a business like that. Some of the companies are really, they have like really bad, not reputation, but they have the stuff that is not, to my standards, they're not good. So it made me, you know what? I think it's time for me to try to help those customers on my own, to bring honesty and integrity to them.
What are some of the financial obstacles and challenges you face as a construction business owner?
We have a couple of them. One of them will be the marketing budget. And if you search for any plumbing services on any search engine, the first that are going to come up will be the big companies. For us as a small company, those are budgets that we don't have right now. So those will be the couple challenges. One of the challenges. The other one will be to have the funds for a big construction project.
So can you talk about working out of the Inland Empire area and how it's different from Los Angeles, although, Southern California is pretty much the same, a big sprawling landscape?
Yeah, it is. Well, there are a couple things. In LA, they have a lot of places with raised foundations that you can work underneath. Go into crawl space and work with water, soil, and gas. And there's some areas where they have slab, but it's not as common as Inland Empire. And water services in Inland Empire, they have to be very deeper than in LA. So, those are the most common differences that I feel they are the most common ones.
What are some of the most common problems you get requests for at VK Plumbing?
Lately, we've been getting called for leaks. This will be in general. There's leaks on the ceiling, leaks on the wall, leaks on the slabs. Maybe a water heater that broke that is leaking. So far that's what we've been getting called for.
Can you talk a little bit about making water heaters more efficient and why it may be important to replace old ones with more efficient ones?
Definitely. It just happens that we were called for water heater problems. They call us for because the water heater is not turning on. They have a broken water heater that's been leaking. Some of them can be repaired because it might be just a leak that is from above that we can just take care of. Some of the malfunctions, it will be like when it doesn't turn on, we can replace some part here and there just to make it work. And when that doesn't happen, then that's when we recommend the customers that it's time for a new water heater. And that's up to them because some of them would like to upgrade it to the tankless. And the benefit of a tankless, it's because you don't have the whole tank either in the garage, maybe in the small closet inside the house. So that will be one of the benefits. The other one would be that when you replace the unit, or when we recommend to flush a water heater, and you have to flush the water heater, you have to empty the whole unit itself. So you're just dumping 40 or 50 gallons, depending on the size of the unit. You're dumping all that water into the street, so that's not good. And the tankless, I mean, I believe it only, whenever it circulates into the chamber, it only circulates about 2 or 3 gallons at a time. So whenever the water is circulating in there, it's getting heat up, so you don't waste water.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, that will be one of the benefits.
Definitely. And then in regards to commercial plumbing, you say that no job is too big. So can you tell me a little bit more about that? And has there ever been a job that has been overwhelming, or you had to hire in maybe some extra contractors to help you finish the job?
We have done some jobs. We have done some bathrooms for warehouse commercial places, and we have done good so far that haven't really had to hire anybody else. And we have completed also some water and sewer for multi-condo places, and I mean those require high volume water lines, high volume drain system, and even the gas meters, because gas meters are sometimes they have they are individually connected to each unit, so we have to do those, and those have to be in a large scale. So we have so far been able to do those, and the I'm sorry, the rule has never been broken, and we're hoping not to get there.
Definitely, yep. I hope you don't have to either. So I look at some pictures of bad plumbing, and I'm no plumbing expert like you are. And can you tell me a little bit about why it's important for residents or business to have good plumbing from the get-go and not have to worry about plumbing problems in the future? Although I suppose every residence or business will have plumbing problems, but how do you, as a contractor, ensure that if you're starting from the ground up, these problems can be sort of non-existent if we can eliminate those problems? Well,
it's always to have a plumbing in a good shape or a good standing, because I mean, most of the homeowners, they don't want to deal, or they don't want to have those headaches of water damage, or that their floor is getting tear up because of water, or I mean, whatever will cause the damage. And this can become, or it can come from water or sewer, because those are the ones that cause most of the damage. And this is always good to have the plumbing in a good shape, because I mean, you prevent all those headaches. One of them was a tankless water heater, and I mean, we just ran into this by mistake, or not by mistake, but just by accident, because we were installing a tub outside the house, and the customer wanted us to run some water lines for their faucet. So we were looking underneath we went into the basement and ran those water lines, and we noticed that the tankless had a venting, but the venting was not going outside the house. It was just laying on the crawl space. Mm-hmm. So that, for us, I mean, tells a lot, because I mean, no plumber should do that, and everyone knows, because all those fumes from the water heater, or that getting released from the water heater or the tankless, is bad for anybody. So I mean, those fumes were just getting inside the house, and I mean, that's just one.
That sounds awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, good thing it was able to be taken care of and fixed.
Yes, definitely.
Can you talk about these same problems in regards to older residences, and what kind of problems you may face dealing with an older building as opposed to a modern building? Definitely.
There's not really a difference between those. I mean, there's a little bit, because on older homes, the plumbing is a little more simpler. It's less. I mean, if we need to get parts for fixtures that are old, some of them you can get them, and you can just install something a little bit basic. Mm-hmm. But for newer homes, or I mean, faucets are turning on by itself now, so we have to get. So in this case, they use a lot of more electronical stuff that we have to, for us as a plumber, we have to learn more about those. The motor homes, I mean, some of them have what they call a leak preventer valve that is electronically connected to the water source. So whenever there's a flood, or if the valve detects that there's a lot of water, or water is flowing for a period of time, it will shut up by itself. So that that adds a little bit of value to the modern plumbing, because it helps customers prevent those kind of issues.
What should someone who's looking for getting contracting work done or plumbing work done look for or look out for in terms of not getting bad service or anything like that, besides the reviews, or maybe they don't have reviews? How does someone find out if the company listed on, say, Yelp, for instance, how do they find out if this company is reputable or if they should stay away from it?
It's a little bit of a tricky question, because there's some guys that honestly, for a homeowner, they should always make sure that whoever they're contracting is licensed, because there's some people that they appear to be licensed, but they're not. And I have run into a couple of those, because the customers say, he told me that he was licensed and he did this work, and we're having issues. That would be one of the things that they should look out for. And another way would be to look for the pictures. Sometimes the pictures can tell a lot. Just by looking at a picture, most of the plumbing has to be straight. Not curves or little zigzag here and there. Personally, I like everything to be straight and to be strapped right. So that will be one of the best ways to make sure the contractor it's a good candidate.
Now I have another question. Can you talk a little bit more about the licensing? How does someone look into licensing if they don't know about it?
Yeah, definitely. For the licensing, to make sure that the license is in a good standing, they can go on the CSLB licensing board, and that's they can check and the standing of the license, and that tells a lot, because they know that if they be having issues, they've been sued or stuff like that.
So we're living in some crazy times. How does it feel to run a construction business during a pandemic?
It was a little bit busier back in March, and when COVID hit, everything just went downhill. Yeah, everything got a little bit slower.
Definitely. Okay, is there any other COVID-specific things you'd like to address, or maybe a COVID-specific story that impacted the business, or was sort of a detriment in any way to the job?
Everything in general, plumbing, there's always issues here and there. I will say that gas leaks are really rare to happen, but you can sometimes get those because you start getting a little bit of smell of gas outside your home, and that's when the gas when you have a leak on the water on the gas service. So it will be recommended to have it tested. Normally, it will be a pressurized system. Then that's how we test those kind of issues, and that way they can tell if there's an actual leak of gas. So that will be the one I would like to add.
Why should people choose your business, VK Plumbing, over the other competitors?
We are honest and reliable. We always use high quality materials. We don't do half done work. We always try to exceed the customer's expectations. We always try to go the extra mile or go above and beyond to make sure that we go above those customer expectations, so we can have that long-lasting relationship with them. So if they have any issues, they can feel comfortable calling us back.
So I hope everyone enjoyed the interview. If you'd like to know more about VK Plumbing, we will provide social media links at the end of this video. Stay tuned for more construction business related news. For CBTV and Quality Trades, this has been Logan Williams reporting. Take care, and I'll see you next time.